As part of an ongoing series of articles about incumbent congressional candidates, The New American has written about the background and voting record of Senator Patty Murray. So Christian, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, in this issue of the magazine, there's an article that I've written entitled Progressive Patty, which goes into, as you mentioned, her background and her voting record. Of course, like in all these articles, we always mention the Freedom Index score. Senator Murray has a Freedom Index score of 10%. Mind you, she's been in the Senate since she was elected in 1992, so she's been in there since January of 1993. Regarding her record, I was sort of surprised at the Marxist connections I found associated with her. Essentially, she has ties with the Communist Party USA. In fact, when she was first elected to the Senate back in 1982 on Election Day, the People's Weekly World, which is the official newspaper for the Communist Party USA, they celebrated her victory to the Senate by running her photo on the cover of the newspaper under a side headline that read, "Women Win." In the article, I get into her ties with the Communist Party USA and those close to the Communist Party USA, including some of her stances on foreign policy issues that would typically be more aligned with those of a Marxist-Leninist perspective. So outside of those issues there, I get into her loyalty to the Democratic Party, where she puts the party ahead of constitutional principles or even ahead of the people. For example, she's a staunch supporter of Planned Parenthood and abortion. In fact, her strong pro-choice record, or anti-life record really, has earned her the first endorsement from Planned Parenthood for the 2016 election. They endorsed her last year back in 2015. She was the first person they endorsed for this election cycle. I mean, that shows you right then and there. And in the article, I get into a quote from the president of Planned Parenthood Action Fund, which is the political arm of Planned Parenthood, where they state that no one is more deserving of their endorsement than her, which that tells you a lot right there if you're an individual concerned with the sanctity of human life. Senator Murray does not represent those values that many of us hold dear. Another area where she puts the party ahead of principles is with gun control. I mean, she has historically voted for not just every anti-Second Amendment bill that's been voted in the Senate, but she has supported the federal assault weapons ban and even the reintroduction of that in the past when it's failed. And even right now, she supports another form of the assault weapons ban, which is also supported by Hillary Clinton and President Obama. She is a major supporter of President Obama. Obama was just last year in Seattle for a fundraising event. Regarding Obama's trade policy, Senator Murray is very supportive of the president. Not only did she vote for the Trade Promotion Authority, TPA, that would facilitate TPP, she has spoken in front of groups applauding the TPP agreement, so you know she's for it. Like many of the West Coast Democratic senators that they voted for TPA, they're supportive of TPP. But when you look at her record on trade as a whole, she has supported every multilateral trade agreement since she's been in the Senate. Wow. So that includes NAFTA, which has been a complete disaster for the U.S. in terms of jobs, but not just jobs, but also in terms of sovereignty. Because all these agreements, virtually, they take aspects of our sovereignty away and give them towards the facilitation of a regional global governance, if you will, because we're moving in the direction of world government via trade agreements. And Senator Murray is supportive of all these agreements. There is not one major trade agreement that she has not supported. I mean, she has supported permanent normal trade relations with Communist China, normal trade relations with Communist Vietnam, and not just NAFTA, but also CAFTA, which is a smaller version of NAFTA with the Central American states. And right now she's supportive of the TPP, and if re-elected, she would likely even vote for the TTIP, more than likely considering her past record. So essentially all of these things and the detail that goes in between filling the information is all covered in the article Progressive Patty.
If you want to learn more, you can get your copy at shopjbs.org.